Very good morning, students. In the first video, we are completed a classification of halogen compounds, that is the halo alkanes and the halo arenes, based on the number of the halogen atoms. Based on the number of halogen atoms, those are mono halo alkanes and arenes, dihalo alkanes and arenes, trihaloalkanes and arenes, and polyhaloalkanes and arenes. The last example is DDT, is the polyhaloalkanes and arenes category. It is the pentahalogen compound. Pentahalogen compound. Right, students. In this class, we are discussing classification based on hybridization of carbon to which the halogen atom is attached. Classification based on the hybridization of carbon to which the halogen atom is attached. The halogen atom is attached to the carbon atom. Based on the hybridization of that carbon atom, the classification of halogen compounds are classified two types, students. First one is if the halogen atom is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon atom. sp3 hybridized carbon atom. Second one is the halogen atom is attached to the sp2 hybridized carbon atom. sp2 hybridized carbon atom. This sp3 hybridized carbon halogen classification, again three types, student: alkyl halides, allylic halides, benzylic halides. Whereas sp2 carbon halogen classification, only two types, students. Those are vinyl halides and aryl halides. Vinyl halides and aryl halides. We are discussing step by step, students. Concentrate. Right, students. Observe the writing, student. Classification based on hybridization of carbon to which the halogen atom is attached. First classification, student, that is sp3 hybridized carbon bonded to halogen atom. The halogen atom is bonded to carbon atom in the halogen compound, no doubt. But that the carbon atom is sp3 hybridized. Carbon atom will be sp3 hybridized carbon. sp3 hybridized carbon, student. Right, student. In these compounds, the halogen atom bonded to sp3 hybridized carbon. In this type of compounds, in this type of halogen compound, the halogen atom is bonded to the which carbon atom, student? sp3 hybridized carbon atom. sp3 hybridized carbon atom. Here, student, how can you identify the given carbon atom is either sp3 hybridization or sp2 hybridization or sp hybridization? Very easy, simple, very easy, students. I'll give one technique. Whenever the carbon atom is bonded to 4 sigma bonds, whenever the carbon atom is bonded to only sigma bonds, only 4 sigma bonds are known as sp3 hybridization. For example, double bonded carbons are always sp2 hybridization. Double bonded carbons are always sp2 hybridization. There is no need to check, student. Here the carbon atom is bonded to double bond, it is sp2. The carbon atom is bonded to double bond, it is also sp2 carbon. For example, triple bonded carbons are called sp hybridization. Always whenever triple bonded carbon atoms are present, they are sp hybridization. sp hybridization. Once again, student, around the carbon only single bonds are present. There is no double and triple bonds. That carbon is sp3 hybridization. Double bonds are present. The double bonded attached carbons are sp2 hybridized carbon. Triple bond attached carbons are sp hybridized carbon. Only single bond attached carbons are sp3 hybridized carbon. sp3 hybridized carbon. This will be small technique, students. We can remember to discuss this topic. Here, students, carbon sp3 halogen bond containing halogen compounds are first category. In these compounds, the halogen atom is bonded to sp3 hybridized carbon. sp3 hybridized carbon, that is first category, student. That is first category, sp3 hybridized carbon. The carbon atom is bonded to only sigma bonds. There is no pi bond. There is no pi bond. Here student. These are again classified how many types students? Three types. The sp3 hybridized carbon halogen bonds are classified into three types student. First one, alkyl halides, allylic halides, benzylic halides. Alkyl halides, allylic halides, benzylic halides. The three types student. We are discussing one by one. First one student, more concentrate. First one, the compounds in which the halogen atom attached to alkyl group are called alkyl halide, whenever the halogen atom is bonded to alkyl group are called alkyl halide. General representation of alkyl halides is Rx. General representation of alkyl halide is Rx, where R is known as alkyl group and X is known as halide, that is alkyl halide. Alkyl group is R and halogen is X. Alkyl is combined with the halogen. It can form alkyl halide, that is Rx, that is Rx. Next student. Next students, alkanes lost one hydrogen to form alkyl group. Remember student, alkanes lost one hydrogen to form alkyl group. Simply the group obtained by the loss of one hydrogen atom from alkanes are known as alkyl group, because we are using this word alkyl. How the alkyl is obtained student? The group which is obtained, this group, the R group obtained by the loss of one hydrogen atom from alkane are known as alkyl group. General formula of alkane is CnH2n plus, we know that. But RH is the formula of the alkane. RH is also the general formula of alkane. Here this hydrogen atom is losses as minus H to form R. Here the general formula of alkyl group is CnH2n plus 1, because H2n plus 2 is the number of hydrogen atom of alkane by the loss of one hydrogen atom plus 2 minus 1 plus 1. Hence CnH2n plus 1 is the general formula of the alkyl group. Remember student, R is the representation of alkyl group and CnH2n plus 2 is the representation of alkyl group. Here alkanes CnH2n plus 2 losses one hydrogen atom to form CnH2n plus 2. 2n plus 2, one hydrogen atom losses student, then it will become 2n plus 1. Right? Okay student. Next one, alkyl group, where R is known as what student? Alkyl group. The alkyl group combined with the halogen to form alkyl halide. That is about introduction student. What is alkyl group? For example, methane losses one hydrogen to form methyl group, because alkane one hydrogen losses alkyl group means methane one hydrogen losses methyl group. Methyl plus chlorine, methyl chloride. Next one student, ethane C2H6. Loss of one hydrogen atom. What happens student? Ethane can be converted into ethyl, because alkane changes to alkyl means ethane can be changes to ethyl group. Ethyl plus chlorine, ethyl chloride. It is about to alkyl halide student. Like methyl chloride, ethyl chloride. The name of this ethyl group or methyl group depends upon the parent hydrocarbon. If it is obtained from methane, methyl chloride. Obtained from ethane, ethyl chloride. Okay student. These alkyl halides are again classified into three types student. First one is primary alkyl halide, secondary alkyl halide and tertiary alkyl halide. These alkyl halides again classified into three types. Those are primary, secondary and tertiary alkyl halide. Here students, one new word we are discussing, that is primary, secondary and tertiary. Primary, secondary and tertiary. Now we are discussing what is primary, what is secondary and what is tertiary, and what is tertiary we are discussing, student. Here I will give simple example, student. CH3, CH2, CH, CH3, CH2, C, CH3, CH3, CH3. Here there are 3 CH3 group, students. You can observe here this carbon atom is surrounded by 3 CH3 group. Carbon atom is surrounded by 3 CH3 groups. 3 H3 groups. Now student, first one, the carbon atom contains only one carbon atom. The carbon atom contains only one carbon, are known as primary carbon. If the carbon atom bonded to two other carbons, are known as secondary carbon. If the carbon atom is bonded to 3 carbons, are known as tertiary carbon. If the carbon atom is bonded to 4 carbons, are known as quaternary carbon atom. Are known as quaternary carbon atom. More concentrated, student. If the carbon atom is bonded to only one carbon, are known as primary carbon. Hence it is which carbon, student? Primary carbon. Primary carbon. If this carbon atom is bonded to two carbons are known as secondary carbon. Secondary carbon. This carbon atom is bonded to 3 carbons, are known as tertiary carbon. This carbon atom is bonded to here one carbon, here one carbon. Hence it is secondary carbon atom. But this carbon atom is bonded to 3 carbons at a time. 4 carbons at a time. Hence it is known as quaternary carbon atom. Quaternary carbon atom. Primary carbon means bonded to one carbon. Secondary carbon means bonded to 2 carbons. Tertiary carbon means bonded to 3 carbons. Quaternary carbon means bonded to 4 carbons. 4 carbons. The alkyl halides can be classified into primary alkyl halide, secondary alkyl halide, tertiary alkyl halide. Depends upon the nature of the carbon atom. Nature of the carbon atom. If primary carbon is present, which is bonded to alkyl, which is bonded to halogen atom. If the halogen atom is bonded to primary carbon, are known as primary alkyl halide. If the halogen atom is bonded to secondary carbon, are known as secondary alkyl halide. If the halogen atom is bonded to tertiary carbon, are known as tertiary alkyl halide. Here, students, depends upon the nature of the carbon atom, to which the halogen is bonded. The alkyl halides are primary, secondary and tertiary alkyl halides. Briefly once again, student. Primary carbon means the carbon atom bonded to only one carbon. Secondary carbon means the carbon atom is bonded to 2 carbons. Tertiary carbon means the carbon atom is bonded to 3 carbons. Quaternary carbon atom means the carbon atom bonded to the 4 carbon atom. If the halogen atom is bonded to primary carbon, sp3 hybridized of primary carbon, then that is primary alkyl halide. If the halogen atom is bonded to carbon, which is secondary, hence the alkyl halide is secondary alkyl halide. The alkyl halides in which the halogen atom is bonded to tertiary carbon are known as tertiary alkyl halide. Tertiary alkyl halides. Now we are discussing one by one, student. First one, primary alkyl halide. Primary alkyl halide. In these halides, the halogen atom is bonded to sp3 hybridized primary carbon atom. sp3 hybridized primary carbon. In these halides, the halogen atom is bonded to the sp3 hybridized primary carbon atom. Let us consider, student. Here one compound is given CH3 CH2Br. Here this carbon atom is primary carbon atom, 100% primary carbon atom, because this carbon atom is bonded to only one carbon. Now some special example, student. CH3Br. In this compound, this carbon atom does not bonded to any other carbon atom, even though it can be called as primary carbon. That's why only in some competitive books they are given only one carbon can be also considered as primary carbon. It is also known as simple alkyl halide. Simple alkyl halide. It is also known as primary alkyl halide or simple alkyl halide. Only one carbon atom or carbon atom is bonded to the primary carbon atom, which is also known as primary alkyl halide. Here student, that's why only one example is given. You can observe student, here already given, that is CH3Cl, which is this type of alkyl halide student. This carbon atom is primary carbon atom. It does not bonded to any other carbon atom, but it is primary carbon atom. Clear student? Right. Next one. Secondary alkyl halide student. Secondary alkyl halides. Here student, in these halides, the halogen atoms bonded to sp3. The halogen atom is bonded to sp3 hybridized secondary carbon atom. sp3 hybridized secondary carbon atom. The carbon atom is sp3 hybridized, but which atom student? Secondary carbon atom. Hence the alkyl halides are called secondary alkyl halides. Example student, here the halogen atom is bonded to carbon, which is bonded to two other alkyl groups, that is two carbon atom. Here CH3, the chlorine atom is bonded to sp3 hybridized carbon atom because all are sigma bonds. But this carbon is secondary carbon atom because it is bonded to the two carbons. Next student, CH3, CHCl, CH2, CH3. Here you can observe student, it is the primary carbon atom. It is a secondary carbon atom because it is bonded to the two other carbon atom. Here the halogen atom is bonded to secondary carbon. Hence it is also known as secondary alkyl halide. The alkyl halides in which the halogen atom is bonded to the secondary carbon, sp3 hybrid secondary carbon, are known as secondary alkyl halide. Clear students? Next one. Secondary alkyl halides. Copy this student. Okay, next continuation students. Primary alkyl halides completed, secondary alkyl halide completed. Now we are discussing about tertiary alkyl halides. See the cursor student clearly. Tertiary alkyl halides. The symbol is like this. Tertiary symbol like this student. Alkyl halide is RX. The alkyl halides in which the halogen atom attached to sp3 hybridized tertiary carbon atom. Are called tertiary alkyl halide. The alkyl halides in which the halogen atom is attached to sp3 hybridized tertiary carbon atom are called tertiary alkyl halide. Example is student, here halogen atom bonded to sp3 hybridized carbon because around carbon only 4 sigma bonds are present. There is no double and triple bonds. And this carbon atom is bonded to how many alkyl group student? 3 alkyl group, that is 3 carbon atoms. Hence this carbon atom is tertiary carbon atom and the halogen atom is bonded to tertiary carbon atom. Therefore this type of alkyl halides are called tertiary alkyl halides. Right students. Example, carbon atom is bonded to bromine atom, which is bonded to the 3 carbon atoms, that is 3 methyl groups. This carbon is tertiary carbon. Similarly, CH3, CH3, CH2, Here the halogen atom is bonded to which carbon student? Tertiary carbon. This carbon is tertiary carbon and the corresponding alkyl halide is called tertiary alkyl halide. RX means alkyl halide. Okay students, the IUPAC names we are discussed later. You can remember what it is primary or secondary or tertiary alkyl halides. In these halides, the halogen atom is bonded to tertiary carbon. Hence, the corresponding alkyl halide is called tertiary alkyl halide. Tertiary alkyl halide. Okay, students. Right. Next one. Allylic halides, student. Next one is allylic halides. Allylic halides. Right, students. The compounds in which the halogen atom is bonded to the sp3 hybridized carbon atom next to the carbon-carbon double bond, are called allylic halides. The compounds in which the halogen atom is bonded to the sp3 hybridized carbon atom next to the carbon-carbon double bond, are called allylic halides. Here, student, the halogen atom is bonded to the sp3 hybridized carbon. This carbon atom is bonded to the adjacent carbon-carbon double bond. This carbon atom is adjacent to the carbon-carbon double bond. This type of halides are called allylic halides. Whenever these two conditions are obeyed, the halide is called allylic halide. For example, first condition is the bromine atom or the halogen atom is bonded to the sp3 hybridized carbon. That is, the carbon atom does not having double and triple bonds are known as sp3. Here, this carbon atom does not having double and triple bond, hence it is sp3 hybridized carbon atom. Okay, first condition, student. Second one is this carbon atom, that is this one, student. I am encircled. This carbon atom is bonded to the carbon-carbon double bond. Are known as allylic condition. Whenever this condition is present, that is known as allylic condition. Allylic condition. Here, check, students, this is a cyclic example. Here there is any triple and double bond, student? No. Hence it is sp3 hybridized carbon. Here carbon atom is present in bond line structure. Is there any double and triple bond, means, student? No. It is sp3 hybridized carbon. This carbon atom is adjacent to the carbon-carbon double bond. Hence it is also allylic halide. Next one, student. Bromine atom is bonded to carbon atom. This carbon atom does not having double and triple bond, hence it is sp3 hybridized carbon atom. Double bond carbons are sp2, triple bond carbons are sp. Here there is no double and triple bond, means it is sp3 hybridized carbon atom. First condition is obeyed, student. Second condition is this carbon atom is adjacent to carbon double bond carbon. This carbon atom is adjacent to carbon double bond carbon. This is known as allylic halide. Allylic halides. Next one, student. Benzylic halide. That is the compounds in which the halogen atom is bonded to sp3 hybridized carbon atom which is adjacent to benzene ring are known as benzylic halides. For example, student, the halogen atom is bonded to the sp3 hybridized carbon, clear, which is adjacent to the benzene ring. This type of halides are called benzylic halide. Simply you can call as benzyl halide also. Both are accepted, student. Benzylic halides as well as benzyl halides. Here, same compound, the halogen atom is bonded to sp3 hybridized carbon atom which is bonded to benzene ring. It is also benzylic halide, but it is methyl benzylic halide. Next, student, halogen atom is bonded to sp3 hybridized carbon atom which is bonded to benzene ring. This is known as dimethyl benzylic halides, dimethyl benzylic halides, like this student. Once again I will repeat, the compounds in which the halogen atom is bonded to sp3 hybridized carbon atom which is adjacent to benzene ring, are called benzylic halides. Clear students? Right. Next category student, second one. Second category students, compounds which contains carbon sp2 hybridized and halogen bond. That is, halogen atom is bonded to carbon atom which is having sp2 hybridization, Previously you have completed sp3 hybridization student, the sp3 hybridization. In that, alkyl halides, allyl halides, benzyl halides. Alkyl halides are three types: primary alkyl halide, secondary alkyl halide, and tertiary alkyl halides. Now students, this sp2 hybridization is again classified into two types student. First one is vinylic halides or vinyl halides. Definition student, first of all, that is, in these halides, the halogen atom is bonded to the sp2 hybridized carbon atom of carbon-carbon double bond. In these halides, the halogen atom is bonded to the sp2 hybridized carbon of carbon-carbon double bond. Here see student, the halogen atom directly bonded to sp2 hybridized carbon atom of carbon-carbon double bond. Similarly students, one cyclic example we are discussing, the halogen atom. All the double bonded carbons are called sp2 carbons. Here these two carbons are sp2 carbon. Here these two carbons are sp2 carbons. Here bromine is attached to sp2 carbon. Here bromine is attached to sp2 carbon. Both are same. But here acyclic sp2 hybridized carbon. Here cyclic sp2 hybridized carbon. It is cyclic compound. But even though it is also known as vinylic halide. Clear students? Vinylic halide. In examination they will ask, which of the following is vinylic halide? At that time it will be useful student. Clear students? Next one we are discussing aryl halides. Definition student, the compounds in which the halogen atom is bonded to sp2 hybridized carbon atom of aromatic ring are called aryl halides. Here halogen atom is bonded to sp2 hybridized carbon atom of aromatic ring. Are known as aryl halides. Here also, the halogen atom is bonded to the sp2 hybridized carbon atom of aromatic ring, are known as aryl halide. Here whatever may be the groups present student, we are not thinking about that group. Only the halogen atom is bonded to the sp2 hybridized carbon atom of aromatic ring. Those compounds are called aryl halides. Clear students? Observe this. Okay students, the second video, the classification of the haloalkanes and arenes is completed students. Now we are discussing a flow chart of the total topic, that is classification of the haloalkanes and arenes. One is based on number of halogen atoms, next one is based on the hybridization of carbon atom student. Based on number of halogen atom, the haloalkanes and arenes are classified as monohaloalkanes, dihaloalkanes, trihaloalkanes, and polyhaloalkanes. Similarly, based on hybridization, the haloalkanes and arenes classified in two types students. Those are sp3 hybridized carbon halogen bond containing compound and sp2 hybridized carbon halogen bond containing compounds. Right students? Now the sp3 hybridized carbon halogen bond containing haloalkanes and arenes again classified into three types student: alkyl halides, allylic halides and benzylic halides. These alkyl halides again classified into three types students: primary alkyl halide, secondary alkyl halide and tertiary alkyl halide. The sp2 hybridized carbon halogen bond again two types student: vinyl halides and aryl halides. Vinyl halides and aryl halides. Now we are discussing briefly the one by one definition and definition student. It will be concluded student. See the student, observe the chart. Classification based on number of halogen atom based on hybridization of carbon atom. Based on number of halogen atom, mono, di, tri and polyhalogen compounds. Mono means the haloalkanes and arenes contains one halogen atom. Di means two halogen atom. Tri means three halogen atoms. We are discussing example. Polyhaloalkanes and arenes means the halogen compound which contains more than three halogen atoms are known as polyhaloalkanes or arenes. Polyhaloalkanes and arenes. Based on hybridization student, again two types: sp3 hybridized carbon halogen bond containing compound, sp2 hybridized carbon halogen bond containing compound. sp3 how many types students? Three types already we are discussing. First one student, that is alkyl, allyl, benzylic. sp3 classified how many types student? Alkylic, allylic, benzylic. Alkylic again classified into primary, secondary and tertiary alkyl halides. Allylic and benzylic. The sp2 classified into two types student: vinyl and aryl halides. This is the complete flowchart student. In the NCERT textbook it is available student. Classification briefly you can observe and write the notes also student. Next one interesting question student. See here four compounds are given. Match the following student: aryl halides, vinyl halides, benzyl halides as well as allyl halides. Match the following they are asking student. See the student, first one here, first compound student. In the first compound, the halogen atom is bonded to the sp3 hybridized carbon which is bonded to carbon-carbon double bond, which is bonded to carbon-carbon double bond. Hence this is known as Allylic condition. Therefore D is the correct answer student. For A, D option is correct. Match the following. Next student, second one. Here the halogen atom is bonded to the sp3 hybridized carbon which is adjacent to aromatic ring, This type is called benzylic halide student. Hence here C is correct student. Hence C will be the correct. It will be C is the correct. Next third one student. The halogen atom is bonded to the sp2 hybridized carbon atom directly. Which is known as vinyl halide student. Vinyl halides. B is correct student. B will be correct. Last one student. The halogen atom is bonded to the sp2 hybridized carbon atom of aromatic ring are known as aryl halide student. Here A is correct student. Here A will be the correct. The last one is aryl halides. Hence D, C, B, A is the correct match the following. These four structures are nearer to each other students. Similar, they can appear like similar, but difference is there. Based on this structures they will ask some questions. Which of the following is aryl halides? Which of the following is allyl halides? Which of the following is vinyl halides? Which of the following is benzyl halides? These structures 2 or 3 times you will practice student. And conditions, when is allyl, when is benzyl, when is aryl, when is allyl, then it will be very much useful to you. Okay students, the second video is also completed. In the third video student, we are discussing IUPAC nomenclature of the haloalkanes and arenes. Okay students, okay, thank you very much student.